The following non-nominated, non-award-winning program is rated D for dumb.
The following podcast is rated D for dumb. You're listening to Dumbing It Down with Dave, the fastest podcast on earth. Listen to Dave commute to and from work on the New York State Thruway in his 2008 Kia Rio LX. He talks about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. Join Dave as he asks and tells you how life ought to be. And now, here's Dave.
Hello, everybody. Dave Canyon here. Welcome to Dumbing It Down with Dave. Dave, I know my name. Episode 327. You ready to dumb it down? Oh. I feel like it's very rare I go through an intro and not make some sort of error or hiccup or speed bump or just something just like, how can I just do it? You know why? Because I'm not a professional announcer. I'm not a professional podcaster either, although I do get paid for this. $11 at best every couple of months. And that money, by the way, comes from you folks being patient and listening to commercials. So thank you very much for listening to those commercials and not fast forwarding them and all that other stuff. And if you're listening on Spreaker, apparently my commission is higher. I don't produce these commercials. They're not my clients. It's nothing I endorse. It is whatever it is, whatever they play. Could be foreign language, could be Spanish, could be anything. I don't know. I don't know how the algorithm is figuring out who I am and what I am and who my listeners are. There must be ways, beta information or meta information, whatever, they're doing it. So thank you very much. I appreciate you guys doing that. Once again, welcome to Dumbing It Down with Dave. It's a podcast about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. We talk about all things, everything's, not just one thing. I'm not trying to carve a niche or a niche. They say there's riches and niches. And every time I talk to somebody in the podcasting world, they go, Dave, you know how you grow your audience? You got to be more specific. You can't just do a show, for everybody. I go, yeah, but I am everybody. I am your everyday average Dave. Oh, you're a truck driver. You should do truck driver shows. Only. I go, yeah, I'm not doing that because truck driving is a very, very small part of my life. No, you don't understand. Yeah, okay. No, I get what you're saying, but I'm also, a former stand-up comedian. Great idea. You should do stand-up comedy. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna do a show about that. I'm not gonna do anything specific. Oh, you're gonna suck forever. Your show's never going to be good. You'll never be popular. You'll never make money. Okay, well, then how about if I do a show about not being famous, not making money, and nobody listening to my show? That's kind of a niche, right? No, that's everybody. Everybody who's stupid and sucks and is unintelligent. All these people who think they're better than. Yeah, I don't think I'm better than. I don't know. I would be bored if I just spoke about one thing. Truck driving, everyday truck driving. Oh my God. Well, how long would that show be? What would I have to put in there? Today I got new tires. Today I went 50 miles. Today I ate at the truck stop. Today I took a shower. Today there was a, what do they call that? A lot lizard. She was pretty. Not. Today I drove a Peterbilt. Tomorrow I drive a Kenworth. I'm going to California. I'll do it in 3 days. I took I-95. You know what, Dave? I feel like you talk about those things anyway. Yeah, that is true. I do talk a lot about those things, but I don't only talk about those things. I talk about all things. So welcome to Dumbing It Down with Dave. Yes, normally I'm in my 2008 Kia Rio LX. LX for luxury. If you can believe that back in 2008, the Kia car company made such a vehicle that it was luxurious or better than the regular Kia Rio, the non-LX version. The only thing that's luxurious in my Kia, other than the high mileage, is the fact that it has air conditioning, which doesn't really work at the moment, but I will probably get that repaired before this coming season, this summer, spring and summer season. It didn't work last year, but it's always worked. And when it works, it's a freezer in there, refrigerator freezer. It's really cold. It's a small car. It doesn't take much. You know, I probably could use one of those things as seen on TV. If those things worked, I would get one of those things as seen on TV where you fill it with water and a fan hits the water. You know, I could put like a bowl of ice in there, right? I could just put a bowl of ice in there with the fan, with the battery-operated fan. That would probably work pretty good. And it's only me in the car. It's not like there's always 4 humans in there exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, making the car hot. It's always just me. Frankly, I should probably just take out the passenger seat or the back seat and install a solar-powered air conditioner back there or something. I don't need, or make my trunk bigger. You know, I could probably live in it like a Honda Fit, like I used to for Dave's Fit Life. 30-some-odd miles to the gallon. I probably could get just a little bit more gas mileage if I took out the passenger seat and the back seat, and I could, use it for storage, or I could make a podcast studio. I could make an office out of it. I could probably, if I knew somebody, I mean, I would say it should be me, but if I was handy, if I was creative, if I was one of those custom car guys, I bet you I could make a nice office out of my Kia Rio. Yes, it would be a small office, but it's an office you could take anywhere, you could park anywhere, and it's, it'd be great. It'd totally be my mobile office. It would be my porta potty, Poddy. Thank you, Linda, for that. I'm pretty sure that was you. My porta potty. Or maybe that was me. You said it sounded British. I can't remember now. I think it was you. So anyway, that's the deal. And I'm on the New York State Thruway. It is southbound. It is March 1st. Wow, March 1st, isn't that great? Is it great? I don't know. It's great to me. And as we get closer, further away from winter and much closer to spring and summer, if we even have a spring. I'm pretty sure we'll have a summer. Who knows if we'll have a spring? I feel like we're having a spring now because it's like 40-some-odd degrees in the Northeast. I think it's going to go up into the 50s, maybe even the 60s. And let's do the weather report while we're at it. Let's just do a quick weather report. The mileage report, we're in the Dodge Caravan. It's not that big of a deal. It's 48 degrees outside. And I'll do the mileage report. Why do I do the mileage report for those of you who are brand new? Who cares? Dave, you're actually in a vehicle? You're actually doing this while you're driving? Yes, it's all hands-free. Don't get all upset. I remember years ago, people get so upset. Oh, don't drive and do podcasting. You're going to kill somebody. Why do I always choose that voice? Because it's like the most absurd voice I can come up with. It's like that panicky, overreactive voice. No, don't do that. You're crazy. You're going to kill somebody. You're going to kill me. You're going to kill yourself. You're going to kill somebody you love. All right, listen, calm down. Oh, my God, I'm 60 years old. I've been a professional truck driver for 30 years. You think I don't know how to drive one-handed? No, don't admit to that No, I'm not admitting to anything, but I'm just asking you a question. I had a friend that once said to me, he didn't talk like that. He said, I can't believe you admit to anything on your podcast. I go, what's there to admit? It's audio. Where's the video? There's no video of me doing anything. This is theater. You don't know where I'm at. You don't know if that sound that you're hearing, that background sound, is not something I put onto the soundtrack. You don't know anything what I'm doing. So why don't you calm down? And you're not in the car with me. But I should feel bad for other people that you might kill. That you might. Yeah. Well, if you want to spend your time feeling bad about that, you got bigger problems than me, buddy. You sweetheart. You got big problems. If your emotional instability, if your imagination goes that crazy. What were we talking about? Mileage report. Yes. So you normally, so I do this, in my Kia Rio, which has about 324,000 miles. So the whole thing about doing the show in a vehicle as I'm driving up and down the New York State Thruway, going to and from work, during my commute, so you can enjoy your commute, listening to my commute, I give you the mileage to my car. Normally it's my Kia Rio. When my Kia Rio was bought for 50,000 miles, it wasn't that big of a deal in 2010. When I had 100,000 miles a couple years later, that also wasn't a big deal. Now, 15 years later, that car, 16, we decided that already, right? Remember we had that big math debate in episode 326? And 16 years later, I got 324,000 miles in a Kia Rio. So, I give you the mileage report. And we celebrate it with a little celebratory music. But I'm in the Dodge Caravan. In fact, the Kia just got out of the shop yesterday. A lot of repairs were made to it, except for the fuel tank. So it still leaks. The fuel still leaks. It's going to be somewhere about $1,000 to replace it, and it's a whole difficult, complicated process. I might not do it. I might just start not filling the gas tank up to the top. I think that's the solution, just to kind of fill it halfway and see, always drive around with a half a tank, which means I got to refill it twice as often, Ugh, I'm not sure about that. I like that. But anyway, so yeah, the Dodge Caravan, 131,000, 21 miles. 131,000, 21 miles. And today is also weigh-in Fridays. When I weigh in, because I'm doing Dave's Fit Life as well on the YouTube, and I've been exercising. But today, I didn't go to the gym because I had to go to a company training, which I might talk about. So there is no weigh-in. Sorry. But I will give you a weather report. And I got to tell you, get ready. Hold on to your seats. The suspense is killing you. Don't let it kill you. You know what the answer is. The weather in New York State. And by the way, I was in Springfield, Mass. The whole day. I was in the training at the Sheridan in downtown Springfield. I think downtown Springfield is like 2 blocks long, Massachusetts. Somehow they have the Basketball Hall of Fame. They made this big globe, this big basketball. I think it's like a globe, like basketball type building. And that is the Basketball Hall of Fame. Why it's in Springfield, I don't know. Why is the Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio? I don't know. Why is the Baseball and Soccer Hall of Fame in Oneonta, New York? I don't know. Baseball Hall of Fame is in Cooperstown, New York. What is it with these small cities? I mean, Springfield's a little bit bigger than Oneonta for soccer and Cooperstown for baseball. I don't know anything about Canton, Ohio. I don't know why these Hall of Fame. I don't know what other. Is there a tennis Hall of Fame? I know there's in radio. There's a radio Hall of Fame, but last I heard there's no building. There's no location. Somebody just decided that they are in fact the Radio Hall of Fame, but I don't know if they ever ended up getting a building. NASCAR Hall of Fame, I think, is either in Daytona or in Charlotte. Or maybe that's the Daytona Museum in Daytona and the NASCAR Hall of Fame is in Charlotte, which makes sense to me because Charlotte is like the home base of NASCAR. That makes a lot of sense. All right, so let's get back to the mileage report. Yeah, I did that. The weather report, that's what I was doing. The weather report in New York State. Unbelievable. I was in Springfield, Mass today. I was on I-90, which is the Massachusetts Turnpike. Mass Pike for short. Mass, M-A-S-S, Pike, P-I-K-E. That's what the cool kids call it. Or the Pike. The Pike. It's a beautiful sunny day. 48 degrees in New York right now on I-87 southbound. I'm south of Coxsackie. And I did the loop-de-loop already. What is the loop-de-loop? You got to look it up. It's in previous podcasts. I don't know if you Google Dave Canyon and loop-de-loop, will it come up? I've never done that. I should probably start Googling myself and some of the things I say and see if I'm attached to any of it, right? Hashtag loop-de-loop. Yeah, there you go. Hashtag loop-de-loop. Yeah, I'll have to create that later. And I'll ask you guys to repost that. So anyway, I did a training today. So the weather's beautiful. It's mostly sunny. The weather's been unbelievably beautiful. I love it. I love beautiful weather. I love sunny days. And New York State, I guess, because of all the times I've done a podcast and I've done the weather report, 99% of the time, it's a beautiful day. But Dave, we're sick of hearing it. You talk about the beautiful day, and then you talk about how great it is to have beautiful days. And you talk about like you're the New York State Chamber of Commerce. Yes, I do. I do. You know why? Because so much of the world, like Linda, who I will read her comments in a couple of minutes here, hopefully, who lives in McCall, Idaho, lives in a place where she's either on fire or she's on ice. She either has 3 feet of snow. She's posted pictures before. She's talked about it where she has to like dig out of her house. Can you imagine living in a place where the snow is so high you have to dig out? Dig out. You understand what I just said? Dig. Dig out. D-I-G with a shovel. Dig out of your house. Because it snowed so high. And where are you going to go once you dig out? Are you going to go down the driveway now? Or are you just going to get out your dig out snow blower? What has she got? Like some sort of heavy equipment? One of those front loaders? I don't even know what I just said. One of those front loaders with the big gigantic snow thrower that they use on the highways, like out in Oswego, New York. I've seen them. They're huge. Then they make these tunnels, kind of. These huge walls. That's what they make with a snow thrower. Not even a snow blower. It's a snow thrower. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, she's in McCall, Idaho. I know people live in places that flood, like Louisiana. I know they live in places where there's hurricanes and tornadoes, and in the panhandle of Texas where there's a huge fire. But you know where it's safe? I would say 99%, 99.9%, my favorite number. There's New York State, where I live in upstate. When we moved up here, everybody said, oh, there's going to be so much snow. There's so much snow. No, not even before this climate change that we've had these last couple of years with the Niños. Little Nino, Big Nino, El Nino, Senora Nino. Immigration? Yeah, we have a Nino situation here. The Niños, as they come across the country. I don't know what's happening here in New York, but we have beautiful weather a lot. Really a lot. So if you're living in a place where life is unstable because of the weather, unstable weather creates, as far as I know, an unstable economy. You can't possibly have any stability in an unstable, destabilized weather location. I mean, I'm sure people in McCall, Idaho adapt, but come on. I mean, that's, digging out and then taking pictures of it. What did you do today? I dug out of my house. Well, how long did that take you? All morning. Why? Because it's 3 feet of snow. So, what do you got? Like a back door that opens into the house? How are you going to open it out? Probably because you got an awning. If the awning didn't collapse because of the snow. So anyway, yeah, Linda has and in the summertime, she's on fire. Because I think she's like in the desert or near the desert or somewhere, and it's barren. And it catches on fire, I guess. Or there's nearby woods, and they're on fire. She's never really posted a picture of the area being on fire. I've never seen that. But she has posted pictures of her house being buried in 3 foot of snow. And I think she's probably been fortunate, and a lot of people are fortunate. When it snows like that, it snows like once, and then you get like a week break. You got God, the powers that be, give you like a break, like, oh, let it melt a couple of inches, then we'll get back to it. We'll let everybody recover, get a snow day or two, or a snow week, from school, dig out, snow throw, and then I'll give you a little bit more. But then I'll give you a couple of inches at a time. I'll give you a couple of big snowstorms a year, but I space them apart. Maybe that's true for McCall, Idaho. Maybe it's not. Maybe someplace, I know Wyoming or somewhere was on the news, somewhere out west. Boy, they got a foot of snow on the thruway, on their highway. I can't imagine driving a tractor trailer out in that weather. God, terrible. So anyway, beautiful day in New York. It's supposed to be a decent weekend, and it's just great living here. So yeah, I do talk about it. Dave, do you want everybody to move to New York State? No, I don't want everybody moving here. Then I'd have to move out. There's too many people. It got crowded. But I will say this. I am amazed that every governor, and I've said this before on the show, I know I'm a broken record, so for those of you who are tired of hearing the broken record, I apologize. I'm sorry. You know what you could do? I'll tell you what you could do. If you want to complain about me sounding like a broken record, you could sound like a voicemail by dialing 347-338-8487. Nice segue, Dave. Thank you, Dave. 347-338-8487. Yeah, you can leave a voicemail on the Dumbing It Down with Dave hotline. And you can leave any message you'd like. 30, 60, 90 seconds. There's really no time limit, except the longer you play it, the message, the harder it is for me to download it, and then the less practical it is for me to play it on the air because it's too long. So I'm going to give you a sample of a voicemail that was left, unfortunately, back in January, and I can't explain it, but I didn't see it until a couple of days ago. I really didn't know. So to Bobby Massey, who has been a guest on the show years ago, he's one of my depleters. I say that out loud because he understands. We had this conversation. He knows where I stand with him, I think, and I know where he stands with me. That I know for sure. So we don't really talk on a regular basis. I've been cordial. I've been very upfront about why he's a depleter. But he was nice enough, I guess, to leave his... I guess. Can't you just say nice things, Dave? Why do you always have to, back off? You know what? Because, that's the way I am. I can't always be 100%. I'm always 100% with Linda. Linda does a great job. Every show, she's right there. Fantastic. Since show number 1, she's been right there. All right, so... here's a voicemail left on the Dumbing It Down with Dave hotline from Bobby Massey.
Hey, Dave. It's Bobby Massey. I just heard your latest show about your diet and the carnivores, and I just want to say congratulations, and I hope you continue your success and that you're just continue on, man. You're doing great. That's awesome to hear the weight loss and that you're feeling healthier and energized and everything. I just wanted to touch base with you and say hello, and I'm really happy that you got back on the air. I just happened to download the Apple Podcast to my new car, and literally last week I saw your show popped up, so I had to listen while I was driving. Anyway, things are going great here in Las Vegas. I hope you're doing well. I hope to hear from you again, and I just want to say take care and keep up the good work, buddy. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
All right, that's Bobby Massey from Vegas. He's a stand-up comedian. If you're in the Vegas area, look out for Bobby Massey, Massi. I'm pretty sure that's how you spell it. I really don't know for sure, but he's on Facebook and all that good stuff. I've given him more plugs than he's ever given me, so that's good enough. Just look him up if you want to see comedy of a sort in Las Vegas, Nevada. And thank you, Bobby, for leaving the voicemail. I would love it if you, like all of you, if you would click like, if you would leave messages on Spreaker and share on Facebook or Twitter or anywhere. And I don't even ask for like Apple 5-star reviews, but that would be nice, a rating and review. But do your thing. But I'll tell you what, I will tell you this. Years ago, Bobby did share my show on Spreaker. He would share the link and he would write something. Whether he listened to the show or not, I don't know. I just have to have faith. I've said that before. You got to have faith. You got to trust it. Hey, okay, he said what he said. He didn't mention the show number. He just said, show. Okay, whatever. That's fine. There's no rules. Yeah, but Dave, you seem to have rules. Well, it's just the way I would do it. I would mention the show number, and I'd be very specific and try to mention something in the show that's even more specific, so they know that 23 minutes into a half-hour show, I definitely heard it. I was paying attention. But whatever, it's my show, not his show. So I'm married to it. I'm committed to it. He doesn't have to be as married and as committed to it. But he used to do that on Facebook, and you know what? Like nobody would see it, which either speaks to his lack of popularity, which is fine. I'm the same way. I post things all the time, on Facebook, and people don't. I don't just post my stuff. I have shared his stuff and other people's stuff, and it is funny. And I've heard this from other podcasters, so I know it's not. In fact, I heard it just last night. I was on a LinkedIn kind of a seminar, webinar, talk, Zoom call, whatever you want to call it. And one of the women, podcasters, said, I do this, I do that. And it's funny, my friends and family, they say, oh, I'm supposed to listen to it? They say the dumbest things, friends and family. Oh, it's video? It's audio? Oh, is that what that arrow means? Like I hit the arrow button? It was really great to hear this woman complain. And I felt such a bond with her instantly, because it's like the dumbest things that you hear, the excuses that you hear, why you don't listen, why you don't comment, why you can't. Oh, I'm busy, I'm at work. Yeah, I never have a moment to do 10 seconds of, Dave, let's not go down this road. You've been down this road too much. No, I know. Okay, guys, you're all busy, blah, blah, blah. All right, whatever. So anyway, thank you, Bobby. Great job leaving Dumbing It Down with Dave hotline voicemail. And that was good. It was like less than a minute, 57 seconds, and I really do appreciate it. I'm glad he's doing well in Vegas. Vegas is tough. It's hot. It's tough. Stand-up comedy is hard, and performing is hard, entertaining is hard, and, life is hard. And I know Bobby has been through a lot. He knows I know. I've been there for a lot of his toughness, that he's gone through. And I don't wish that on anybody. All right, so we have, I know I have my glasses here somewhere. So let's get to it. We've been getting to it since the second the show started. I don't want anybody to think, is this the longest icebreaker Dave has ever done? No. I don't even know where the icebreaker ended, but okay, 24 minutes. We should break for commercial. Let's break for commercial. If they haven't done it already, we'll do it now, and then let's see how that works. Ready? I'm going to break. Go. All right, that's it. I think that the algorithm kind of senses somewhere about the 23 or 24 minute mark. If I stop talking, they think it's a commercial. Last show, I did a test, and they had already done the commercial. But I want to see if I can figure out how to do this so it sounds natural. Because I've been doing 40-minute shows, 45-minute shows. For whatever reason, I'm doing it. I don't know why. I'm not arguing with it. It's the way it is. All right, so we should probably get to some listeners' comments from my last show, Uncle. My last show was called Uncle. Did you listen to it? Not too many people did, so don't feel bad. And don't feel good either. You shouldn't feel good. Because only I and Linda clicked like on Spreaker. And nobody shared it. Nobody mentioned it. Nobody emailed me at dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com. Dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com. Do you know how to spell dumbing? It's with a B. Dumbing. And nobody tweeted me at dumbwithdave. And I have 4 comments on Spreaker. 4 comments. And they're all from Linda. So I know other people listen to it. Because I see the statistics. Not a lot of people, but other people listen to it and they don't comment. They don't say, hey, Dave, nice job. Hey, Dave, I get it. Yeah, being an uncle is great. Hey, Dave, anything. It's really interesting. All right, Dave, you're getting angry. I know, because it's frustrating, but it's all good. All right, so I talked about being an uncle, how great it was. I talked a lot about my childhood, about, playing with Matchbox cars and my association with auto racing and all these cartoons. I'm like speed race. So we talked about a lot of stuff. I thought it was a good episode. I really did. I thought it was fun. I thought it was light and lively. I thought it was entertaining, informative, and compelling. So it's podcasting on ice. Informative I, compelling C, entertaining E. All right. So I'm gonna have to pull into this parking right here and finish the show because I got some time to go. If I keep on going, I'll be home, and I don't want to be home yet. I want to just hang out. So the van will be a little bit quieter. I just got off the New York State thruway, by the way. I'm at the Saugerties exit. All right, Linda Irwin wrote, your floor, ... Was it butter or ... parquet? I get it, Linda. Parquet margarine. Is it butter? No, it's parquet. Very good, yeah. But parquet, I spell it, if it's a floor, it's Parque. Not the butter. But she got it, and I got it. Good job, Linda. You get it. All right, let's pull in here. I'm going to pull into this spot here. Hopefully people aren't next to me watching me talk into a phone or whatever. Okay, here we go. So we're going to just take a break here at the Parker Ride in Saugerties. All right, thank you, Linda. Yes, I talked about playing with cars on my parquet floor. Linda also wrote, your pre-roll and mid-roll commercials were a message from the Florida Department of Highway Safety. That's fascinating, the Florida Department of Highway Safety. That's interesting, Linda. I'm glad. See, that's why I like when you engage, Linda. I like when everybody would engage because the funniest things happen. I am actually on my way to Florida in a few days, and I'll be doing a podcast from there, or 2, or 3, or 4. I'm not really sure. I might even do some Days Fit Lives from there, so stay tuned. I will keep you posted. There's nothing to tell you now. I haven't left yet. I haven't gotten there yet. I haven't arrived, but when I do, I will be in Florida. So that's interesting that was on there. All right, my pre-roll. So my pre-roll and my mid-roll were both, and I haven't heard that commercial, so I don't even know what it sounds like. But it's interesting that Linda got it, and she's in McCall, Idaho. Linda Irwin wrote, I only listed on Spreaker. Thank you, Linda. It's great. Linda's part of the reason why I make $11 every couple of months when I'm at my best, when I do my most production, because Spreaker gives you a higher percentage of these commercials. And when you see the chart, it's like, today I made 3 cents, and then I made 5 cents, and every so often I'll make like 10 cents, and then it goes right back. It's funny how it fluctuates. I don't know how they decided, but they decided somehow. All right. Linda also wrote, okay, so I talked about people in your life, the uncles and aunts in your life, the aunts in your life, who do you listen to? Who influenced you? Who did you influence? We could have really had a great conversation if everybody who had listened had written in or did a voicemail. That would have been great, but you did it, and so we have Linda's 4 comments. The only aunt I was close to was my aunt Almeda, Almeda, Almeda. We advised each other equally once I was an adult, especially after my dad, her brother, passed away. I let her know he was not gone, but still around in spirit. She got validation on that when she was washing her hair at the kitchen sink and the towel next to her just disappeared and nowhere to be found. My dad loves playing practical jokes from the other side. Wow, yeah, that is interesting. Spirit, it can be funny. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate your 4 comments. I really, really appreciate it. And I know if you could do more, you would do more. So thank you very much. So that was Uncle, episode 326. And I must tell you, I enjoyed it. Doing it. I enjoyed the drive while, where I was in Pennsylvania while I was recording it. I had a great weekend. I had a great day. It was all a lot of fun. And I enjoyed sharing my commute, even though I was kind of on a long trip. But I enjoyed sharing it with you. I really wish more people would enjoy listening to it and responding and creating a community and having a conversation. Because I'm kind of giving you some calls to action. I asked a couple of weeks ago about quitting. We did an episode. Let me see if I can find it. I did an episode called Getting Past the Quit. That was episode 323. And it would have been great. Linda left 6 comments on that. Thank you, Linda. She talked about quitting. And she wrote some really incredible things. So go look for episode 23, see what Linda wrote, and listen to the episode, and you can see what we talked about. And then 324 was Eat Like a King and Feel Like an Olympian. And we talked about doing things you want to do in your life. And then I talked about riding shotgun with Dave Canyon, 325. So we've had some interesting shows, and it's been a lot of fun doing them. Anyway, so let's move on. There'll be more shows to go. I don't even know what I'm going to call the show. Maybe I'm going to call this today Training Day. Maybe I'll call it Training Day. Maybe. I feel good about that right now. In about 10 minutes when I get home, maybe I won't feel so good about it. Maybe I'll go, it's not such a great title. But how many minutes am I in? Am I past 30 minutes? Yes, I am. All right, so we're going to go to 40-some-odd minutes since I went past 31. Training Day. Today, I had to drive an hour and 45 minutes from my house. I had to wake up at 4 in the morning. I left the house about 5 in the morning. I could have left earlier, but I had things to do. I make bacon. I make bacon every morning for my family because we're carnivore now. So me and my wife especially, but my son, not so much. But still, he enjoys the bacon, Drove all the way out to the Sheridan, and when you're a truck driver, you have to go through these trainings. My last job did not have these trainings. They had like one training, and it was kind of the same thing, but it was a lot lower scale. It was a lot cheaper, just low budget, a lot lower budget. This company is pretty big that I work for now. And so they afforded the Sheridan. In fact, this is like their 3rd, 4th, 5th. I don't know how many trainings they've done. They break out the company into all these different groups, because there's too many people, and they do it in different regions and all that other stuff. So unfortunately, the only choice I had was to go to this one in Springfield. And, nice hotel, free parking, free coffee all day, free water all day. We had a nice lunch. There was like a breakfast break, but it was all cake, sugary cake. Really a big mistake to give truck drivers. I can't imagine how many of these people are pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. Yet, it's just... And there was an orange juice thing, that's all sugar. So, and then the only thing that was carnivore on the lunch was chicken, but there was a sauce. So I don't know what the sauce was. I didn't even read the card. I just saw it was just like chicken cutlet. So I had that. It was a little tough, but it was good. You're good enough for free. And they had some meaty lasagna. I was like, man, that looks good, but that lasagna is going to put me to sleep. And there was some other things, salad, of course, and all that. But I'm not eating anything. I'm just eating meat. So the chicken cutlet was all that I had. And then on the way home, I cracked open a can of mackerel, 4 ounces of mackerel. I had mackerel while I was driving. Before I did the podcast, I ate some mackerel. Good stuff. So training. Let me tell you something about truck driver training. It's boring. It's after 30 years of doing this for a living, driving car service, driving stretch limo, coming from a Navy background, I get it. Of course I sit there and I get it. You got to do it, right? The company's obligated to do it, due to probably government regulations and insurance, and, you got to do it, right? You can't not do it, because God forbid I do something stupid or any driver does something stupid. Now it's like, do you provide training so these drivers don't do this? No. We like to think that truck drivers, they want to stay employed, so they'll be responsible on their own. And they know what to do. If they really want to be really, really super responsible, they'll just go on YouTube, or they'll read a book or something, or they'll talk, or they'll just exist at a higher level of consciousness. That this company feels, why spend all that money on training when anybody who's a professional truck driver would just take it upon themselves to have a higher level of consciousness where you do everything you can to drive safely and to work safely so you don't harm others and you don't harm yourself or kill others or kill yourself. Yeah, that doesn't fly. You're going to have to do some training. Well, okay, now we're going to have to spend a lot of money. We're going to have to rent hotel ballrooms. We're going to have to hire motivational speakers. We're going to have to, pay for lunch, meaty lasagna and chicken and salad and free coffee and cake, for a breakfast snack. We're going to have to pay for their parking, It's going to be a lot of, it's just a lot of work. And we're going to have to do this several times a year. And people are going to be flying all over and driving all over. It's just, how many accidents are we going to have by thousands of people driving all over the country on their way to and from training? Which, by the way, I am kind of interested in that number. How many people in the United States every year either get hurt or, hurt other people or die or whatever going to and from trainings? Especially, this is more of a safety training. It wasn't really a job-related training. Like, I didn't learn how to do anything specific. It was all about safety, right? So, yeah, in a way, it's, how to do your job. But I know how to do my job. It's just, PPE, protective, whatever that's called, PPE, and all these other things. So, I would be interested to know that number. Out of how many people that are driving to and from training, how many people get hurt or die? And how much money and damages and lost days and wages? Because they track that with everything else. Why wouldn't you track it when it comes to training days? I'm not anti-training. I just want to be clear. I'm not poo-pooing on it. It's just that, I could have done this on a Zoom call. Really? Really? I could have. And I know some people saying, Dave, but that's you. You talk on this show about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. And you talk at higher levels. You talk about, common sense. And you're, this high level of consciousness that you like to think that you have. You like us to think that you have that. And all these things that you do, Dave. You like to give people the benefit of the doubt that they are thinking these things on their own. I'm a truck driver. I want to make money. I want to support my family. I want to have a long career. I want to go on vacation. So, therefore, by default, I must be safe. And I must be healthy and safe and healthy. There's sub categories, A 1 through 28, and then B 1 through, whatever, 1 through 100. There's all, you can really break it down. Like a family tree. You can break all these things down into 20 million different things. How to be healthy, how to be safe, and what one has to do with the other and all that other good stuff. Yeah, I think to a certain extent, I would love to discuss this. That's why I wish you guys would engage more. I wish you would listen to this and then kind of like Listerine, like rinse it in your mouth, rinse it in your brain, like that, I like that. Yeah. Let me see if I can do it with this water. Let me see. Hold on. We'll take a water break. Let me see if you can hear this. I don't know if you can hear that, but I was kind of rinsing water in my mouth like Listerine, so I don't know if it comes across. But rinse that in your brain. Swirl it around. When we enable ourselves by having these trainings. So therefore, since we've had the training, our brains get a little bit more mushier because we're not working as hard. We're not being as self-conscious. Let me tell you something. I saw the faces of these drivers today. I've been seeing these faces. I've been seeing these bodies. I know their body language. I know what we talk about when we walk away from the training. It was like, oh, what a waste of a day. Now, the bosses, I don't know if they know that we say that. Maybe they know that. Maybe they know we feel that. But a lot of drivers go, oh, what a waste of a day. Thank God we got paid for it. Thank God they had lunch. Thank God we had free coffee and parking. It's when you don't have to travel an hour and 45 minutes, you go, oh, thank God I was able to do this at the office. I didn't have to go far. Thank God there was no testing today. When we do hazmat training, there's testing. But the thing is, I feel like this training enables us to be less intelligent. It enables us to be less conscientious. But Dave, if you pay attention to training, you heard what the guy said. You got to do the Smith system. You got to aim high in the steering. You got to leave yourself an out. You got to do all these things. Yeah, but But I do that anyway. I feel like I'm consciously aware of my actions all the time. Okay, Dave, that's a stretch, don't you think? Okay, all the time that I can, in other words, or that I'm aware. Yeah, sometimes I'm not, but I feel like I do it enough where if I do it 80 to 90%, that's a lot. I think that's still a lot more than a lot of people do with the training. But Dave, you realize with no training, there's an impression that all these drivers are, I mean, you guys go ahead, have fun with the jokes, but they're driving around naked. Like, where's the information? Well, the information should already be in your head. Because as a kid, right, fire drills, single file, and all that, we should be more in touch with practicality, pragmatism. See, this is my pragmatism. We should be more resourceful. We should be more adaptable, more qualified. You should just be in situations. If you're a young person and you grow up learning about weapons, guns. Oh, no guns for kids. Yeah, but if you grow up with a family and your father says to you, listen, you're underage, but I'm going to let you have this weapon. Whatever, I don't know, a BB gun, but you got to clean it, and you got to show me, and you got to you develop a skill. You go, oh, and then you see the seniors, what do you call it, the fathers, the mothers. You see the elders. That's the word I wanted. You see the elders performing and behaving in such a way. You go, oh, that's the way I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to treat this with respect, and then so you learn how to shoot a gun. That's not the only thing. Oh, how do you boat? How do you ride a canoe? How do you do a kayak? How do you do a raft without tipping it over? Well, you don't go near the waterfall, right? You don't jump around like a lunatic. How do I drive a car without hitting a telephone? Oh, how do I operate a snowmobile? How do I water ski? How do I do anything? How do I hunt? How do I climb up in a tree? How do I hunt animals? Again, now I guess it goes back to disciplines. I feel if we did more disciplines, if the world was more discipline-oriented, well, right? We always say that. Oh, you got to instill discipline in the kid. You got to instill, right? Well, yeah, disciplines is not just with the belt or with the hand or with the mouth or with laws or with training. I think with practicality, with usage, with experience comes wisdom, and that's where you get your discipline. That's where you get your training. And then you go, I got to treat truck driving. I know this is in my fantasy world, right? I got to treat truck driving like I've treated everything the elders have taught me up until now. How to take care of an animal on my farm. How to take care of a chicken. How to catch a fish. How to be humane about it. How to be respectful. How to have morals. How to have some sort of basis of reality of being a human, being humane. So again, I am not anti-training. I just am putting out there that there's a possibility that we are enabling ourselves to be not good truck drivers, not to be intelligent, not to think for ourselves, because we do this training and we do it so constantly. And we do it about so many things. And there's also rules and regulations and tests and quizzes and money involved. And I think it becomes a money grab to a certain extent. Maybe not. Maybe that's just my bias because I've seen it. I'm curious what you think. What do you think? What's the training that you have gotten that you said, oh, that was great. I needed it. I would do it again. I think everybody should do it. Or were there trainings that you did, you go, why am I here? What in the world am I doing? And what does this certification really mean? And how much did this cost me or my company? And do I or anybody benefit from this? What are the scenarios you could paint for me? And I appreciate Linda, she'll comment, but I would love to hear from you. And if you don't want to write it, if it's too much to write in the Spreaker chat box, you can email me at dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com. Dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com. Twitter @dumbwithdave or X, whatever you want to call it. And it'll always be Twitter to me. And I'm going to write a country song called It'll Always Be Twitter to Me. And yeah, of course, Dumbing It Down with Dave voicemail hotline. 347-338-8487. That number, once again, 347-338-8487. Leave a 30, 60, 90-second message. You want to leave a longer message? Go ahead. I just can't guarantee it's going to be on the show. All right, listen, another 45-minute show. I hope you enjoyed it. Training day. Yeah, not bad. Thanks for listening, guys. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.